Hey everyone, welcome back to the M&R Show. I'm Ron.
And I'm Malcolm.
And we're going to be getting into Adam Schefter today. He's had a lot of questionable tweets in his past, but we're going to be talking about today mostly the Dwayne Haskins situation. So Malcolm, what do you have to say about this Adam Schefter, Dwayne Haskins debacle?
I mean, this, reading these tweets and reading what he said is just something that you understand how everybody started understanding how Adam Schefter is. Everybody understand that he doesn't really, take account of people in their personal life or, people at their personal, well-being. He's worried about the sports. And as a Black athlete, that stuff right there is the reason why we speak the way we speak, or we speak out on issues like this, because tweets that Adam Schefter posts. And then one thing I tell myself, I think that it is more of him just trying to compete. He's trying to push it out, not worried about what will come with it. And when that happens, it really demoralizes what he said. And it gives more, props to Ian Rappaport of the way he's able to collectively make sure that he brings out the right tweets and report the right tweets and the sources and stuff like that to that nature. There's been plenty of time. I know you're going to go so far into it, but two other things that he has done was it was one with the Dalvin Cook situation, and he rushed that tweet saying that he was a victim of this and that when there wasn't really ongoing investigation, did not talk to both sides of the equation, and that was a problem. Another tweet was him trying to be the first one to talk about the Deshaun Watson case and saying that, oh yeah, him not being in charge, gets charged or stuff like that, that means he was innocent, which is not the case either, because at the end of the day, there's still more to come to see if he's innocent or not. But he did not talk about it. He went quick to assumptions, and he wanted to tweet this thing out before Ian Rappaport, because he's competing, but he's not understanding the moral abilities. But you understand it a lot more. You're in journalism, so I think you understand more about the etiquette that's going on. So explain to us about it, because I know people need to understand that, how bad it was.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, Schefter, it's crazy because Schefter comes from a background as a hardcore journalist in like New Jersey and other areas that he's covered throughout his life. Like he's a written journalist. But since he's become like a newsbreaker, that type of journalist with like Ian Rappaport and stuff like that, he's kind of changed like his journalistic ethics. Since then, like clearly, like with the Dwayne Haskins tweet, somebody passes away. We don't even have the details. So it's already somebody's dying. It's a tricky line. You really don't even want to comment on it, to be honest. But he probably wanted to break the fact that he even wanted to break that a death that fast says a lot. And one, then it's two, the way you phrase it, like he basically said, like, yeah, Dwayne Haskins, yeah, a bus passed away today. What does that have to do with like the death, the tweet? Like that was very unnecessary. But at the same time, I'm glad he did it. It showed exactly how he felt. Like it literally just like it showed exactly what he was thinking writing the tweet. That was all of his feelings. He apologized. But as I tweeted on the M&R show and my own page, usually a mistake is something that you regret doing. That was his true feelings. He doesn't regret doing that tweet. He might regret the backlash, but he doesn't regret the action. So it's going to be really interesting to see what happens. He hasn't been suspended by ESPN. People say he should be fired. He's got paid $10 million less than a month ago. If they fire him, they owe him all the money. Journalists, you have a fully guaranteed contract in NBA terms. So if he's fired now, they owe him all that bread. He's not being let go. It's just it's sad because I like Michael said, we're gonna get into it more deeper into the situation, but he's just had so many instances of this. I mean, I think this is shown first. I mean, Rappaport should be our source that we should be going to for all NFL advice. And the only way that Schefter will stop doing stuff like this is people stop interacting with his tweets as much as they interact with other news, breaking newsbreakers. Like, I mean, Rappaport is good. We have Woj in NBA. We have Jeff Passan in MLB. Like, they all do a good job. Then you have the one Schefter one. So, and then, Malcolm get more into Dwayne Haskins, 24 years old, sad case from Potomac, Maryland, went to Bullis High School down the street. So very sad case. And the way he broke it was even more sad. So Malcolm, any follow up to that?
Yeah, like you say that, he's struggling to catch on to Washington and Pittsburgh. Like those are things that what's the point to say that, Because at the end of the day, he's 24 years old. Yes, he had his problems in Washington, but why does that matter? Why don't you just say something about a former first round pick, Dwayne Haskins, was killed? That's all you had to say. But Adam Schefter wants to be that person and wants to be first. And this is what happens when you're trying to compete with somebody and not really and get away from your morals or get away from what you think that was right when you first came into this journalism business. And I think that's what happens when people are feeling like they are losing that cachet, losing that type of because a guy like Ian Rappaport is running up the ranks, or to be honest, he already passed you. You're really just trying to have a competition with him, which he's showing more and more by him taking the time and be able to report that. It's showing how you really are as a person. And the more you show, the more people see how you really is as a person, it demoralizes your fact, it demoralizes the sources that you have at first, because nobody's going to report anything to you because based on the way you're going to portray it on the social media. And I think that's something that we really have to look at, because there's so many instances of tweets or tweets that he did not think thoroughly with. And I know that's just not part of journalism. And you're trying to play this catch-up game, because Ian Rappaport could have done the same thing, but he doesn't. And that's why he's well respected around the league.
He did it in a way, just like literally, you could just say like, yeah, like Mark said, like, yeah, former NFL quarterback died leaving practice. We will update you with more details later. Boom.
That's
done.
it. That's
like,
all. That's it.
Very easy. Like
you couldn't.
I don't know. Yeah.
And like it's a whole paragraph. Like, why you need a whole paragraph for it? You could have had that quick little words and that'd have been it. That's it. Story coming soon. Boom. And then you could be able to explain the story.
Yeah, and it's like, if this was any other profession, he probably would have because like he's like breaking news, and it's like this was sports is like a specific like niche with the way you break news. If he was like breaking like news, like Prince Henry was shot, he wouldn't go about it like that. He wouldn't just do a lackadaisical tweet like that. Like, yeah, Prince Harry, the one that left the royal family and buried a black woman, died. Like, you wouldn't phrase it like that. You'd like, former royal Prince Harry was brutally killed at theater or something like that. You would go by it a different way. So that just, again, it says when he thinks about Dwayne Haskins. He's a black player. He's young. He wasn't a star player, so he thought no one would care. But clearly everyone cared. He's an Ohio State kid. He did stuff in the community. No one questioned his like character with his teammates. He never had teammate problems. He had on the field problems with Michael can get into like maturity and just overall play. But his teammates have always rolled behind him since Ohio State. They've always done that. So he probably didn't realize that and threw a lackadaisical tweet out there. But the backlash was, I mean, I love the canceling. I mean, he's not really canceled because he's getting his cheddar. But on Twitter for right now, a little weak, he'd be canceled. And I enjoyed that.
I think I seen what what was it? Stephen A. Smith said something about how like I think I seen his podcast. He said at the end of the day they can't cancel me. I'm still gonna get my money. So I think that's the same thing with Adam Schefter. Like he has a guaranteed deal. But I think that one thing is for him to understand like these type of backlash and stuff like that are going to be things that's going to be aware and ESPN really have to talk to and be able to understand. Because I think Adam Schefter was suspended before though about some of this stuff. So I don't understand how this process would go. I don't think that they're going to try to let him go because at the end of the day, that's a guaranteed contract.
Yeah.
But Adam Schefter has to start understanding because of these tweets that he's been putting out that really has been lackadaisical. These are stuff that's really affecting him in his career. And it's giving guys like Ian Rappaport just an easy way to stay up on top because of people who are trying to chase after him are not doing things right. They're trying to do it the shortcut way to get through things. And that's when you talk about the Washington situation of how he wanted to go through the shortcut way to be able to figure out things, stuff like that. The etiquette, like the ethics of journalism is out like, he threw that out the window. And he just wanted to do that so he can be able to compete, be able to be the first person to be able to report the stuff that's going on. And that's one thing that you just can't do. And that's the problem that's going on with Adam Schefter right now. And trust me, that stuff don't last. I'll tell you that right now.
It doesn't. But now moving on to some a little more lighthearted. We got some other Schefter tweets that we're going to just drop. So I got one right here, Malc. I'm going to get your immediate reaction. This is Adam Schefter when Jason Pierre-Paul basically got his hand blown off after, we all know the firework incident. He obtained his medical records. He put ESPN obtained medical charts that shows Giants D and Jason Pierre-Paul had right index finger amputated today. Then dropped a picture of the medical report. What do you think about that, Malcolm?
dropping a picture of a medical report. Like if we dropped his picture of his medical report and show everybody that he got something going wrong, he would be hurt. Why would you do that? It's like some of the things that, some of the things that Adam Schefter do is just like, why would you do that? Like think for a second, forget journalism ethics as a whole. Just understand like ethics in general, like moral ethics, Why would you put somebody's stuff out there? Just say that, the finger was getting amputated. Boom. That's all we need to know. We don't need to understand the hospital stuff like that. And this is just the point I'm talking about. And this is the different things that Adam Schefter has been doing that's going to affect him in his career.
Yeah, that's just not something I would have even, period. I would have maybe called, like, first, this is without Pierre Paul did not know that this information was leaked. Like, that was something that he wanted to announce. So Schefter went out of his way to announce someone else's surgery in their business. Like, usually if you see like someone's surgery has been like leaked, that's because the agent gave it to the reporter. Pierre Paul agent did not give this out. Someone from the hospital literally like sneakily took a picture of this, sent it to Schefter because he knew out of all the people that was going to put it out, he's the dummy that actually did it, and he did. So it's like it was a real tweet, but it's just like, come on, bro, you can't put out people's medical info like that. All right, now on to our next tweet. This is weird. We're getting a little newer. We have Aaron Rodgers. This is as of last year. So he has reigning MVP Aaron Rodgers is so disgruntled with the Green Bay Packers that he has told some within the organization that he does not want to return to the team. League and team sources told ESPN. He came out with this right before the draft, before Green Bay's, I think, it was the day before the draft. This is after Aaron Rodgers won the MVP. And Aaron Rodgers never actually said any of this. This is all his assumption based on previous reports that he had. So he went on Dan Patrick's show and said, yeah, I just wanted to release it before the draft. It had no correlation with the draft. I didn't want to stir things up. He just said he just wanted to tweet it. What do you think about that, Malc?
Another reason to understand that this is the stuff that demoralizes his career. Like this is just like this stuff is crazy. Like to put all those tweets up there, and the fact that Aaron Rodgers did sign back in Green Bay is just a testament of like, what are you doing? But I mean, there's more to talk about, and I know we're going to continue going on because at the end of the day, these are the demoralizing tweets that people have to understand. Is this is not just one thing of Adam Schefter. This is an ongoing thing about the things that he has done.
Yeah, we got two more, baby. And Malc said he even brought up Dalvin Cook. We're not even getting into that one. He gave y'all enough, but like there's just thousands. But just for the sake of the show, we have two more. Now I want I'm tossing right to Malcolm. We have the Washington football team email scandal. Adam Schefter's in there saying, "Hey, Mr. Editor, do you like my tweet?" Basically to Bruce Allen, former president / GM of the Washington Redskins at the time. So what is your immediate reaction about that?
He went to the most toxic organization in the NFL.
He knew better.
To give him a story. Like out of all organizations, you went to Washington football team and asked Bruce Allen. I mean, it's either stupidity or you just desperate. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, why would you do some things like that? Because Washington is so toxic. I'll be smart enough not to be able to give no information to Washington. I'd rather talk to a Baltimore, Pittsburgh, one of those strong organizations. I'll even talk to the Cowboys to an extent. Oh, why would I talk to the Washington football team and send them my story to Bruce Allen, which is well known around the league of the most toxic environments to be in? But Adam Schefter should know because he's a reporter. He's in journalism. He should understand these things.
That's literally his job.
This is what happens.
That's literally his job.
It's literally his job. But this is what happens when you're trying to compete with somebody who's already atop of you.
Yeah, the fact that this is like scary almost, because it's like if you got to this stage in your career basically by kissing butt of everyone that's in power, it's like your worst thing for like the young journalists like me or Malc that's trying to make it in the industry. Like, dang, we gotta kiss everybody's butt just to be known. Like that's sad. And it's like, dang, like, and then like Malc said, Bruce Allen, like this isn't like if you could maybe call like Sean Payton and got some info, like Sean, what do you think about Belichick? Look at this tweet. But you went to somebody that's had years. Like this is before the scandal out. Bruce Allen had some 10 years ago talking about players. Like RG3 even had a little fake book about to come out or whatever. Like he's had stuff for years, and you decided to go there. I don't feel bad about him and this coming out. Now, our last one of the day is our besides the Haskins one, the most recent one, which is Tom Brady retiring, and he somehow leaks it before Tom Brady actually gets to announce it. That's like, I guess I get like the excitement you had wanting to announce that, but like, come on, like Brady, you've done so many reports on him in his career. You should have more respect for him than that. Like, you should just have more respect. Like, and then now he's unretired, so now you look dumb. So now it's just like you leak something that happened. We don't even know if Brady retired because you tweeted that just to get you off his back, just to prove you wrong. Like, we don't even know if that's the reason why. So you just look dumb now with that tweet.
And this is the point I talked about in the podcast. We talked about in the podcast before. We had an episode about, Tom Brady retirement, of how it was immaturely, posted. And y'all talked about, refuel, and y'all was right about that, to the fact that as in it refueled a guy like Tom Brady, because at the end of the day, he wants to leave on his own terms, which I talked about. He wants to leave on his own terms, and having people like that try to, report that as in the fact that, oh yeah, he's going to retire. Like, at the end of the day, bro, wait and let somebody else say that. Like
wow.
why do you have to go ahead and do all that stuff? And this is what I'm gonna go back to. I'm gonna compare you to Ian Rappaport over and over and over again, because at the end of the day, Ian did not do that. But at the end of the day, Ian's the most widely respected, person who's going to report things. It's because he doesn't have to report everything to be respected like that. He knows when to report and when not to report. It's called journalism ethics. I don't know if you heard about that before, but you need to start hearing it.
Yeah. On that note, I mean, Ian is just better. Woj, like all of them are so good at their job. Like, I don't even think like Schefter is good, like having the information, but I'm not going to say he's like good at his job of like providing the information, like, and ethically right. That's like, I feel comfortable digesting information. Like, again, even we were talking about baseball with passing. He's amazing. Like, his articles are freaking amazing, and he just breaks the news, and he doesn't like cross boundaries. Like, he's done. Baseball's had stuff with, like, we had Trevor Bauer and like a sexual assault scandal. Now, he could have went crazy and like only heard one side. What did you do? You call both sides. Schefter just that's such a low standard, but like he hasn't even done that.
And the thing is, though, like, we look at the NFL as far as, Schefter and Ian. Let's look at the NBA. Let's look at Woj and Shams. They are two most prominent folks. But do you see Shams going crazy? Do you see Woj trying to, do other things unethically to try to get where he wants to go? No, you don't see that. You do your job.
Yeah.
If you feel like you're the best person, you do your job and you will show it. Woj obviously shows it all the time when Shams is coming at his butt. Shams is really coming up there trying to be at the top. But Woj Nasty is proven day after day that he is the top man, and he does it, ethically.
Yeah, and that's the word of this episode. It's just ethics, humanity, just this normal stuff, man.
That's what I'm saying. Learn it. It's a new generation now. They make sure they see every single word in that tweet. So make sure you have that ethics, because it will show now. Trust me.
Yeah, for sure. And again, if you listen to us on the YouTube, subscribe, Apple Podcast, Spotify Podcast, we're bringing some new stuff to that platform too. So just stay tuned. We're going to keep providing content for you. Malc.
Hey, man, make sure y'all follow us on Twitter and on Instagram at Malc and Ron Show. We appreciate the support. We have a lot of stuff going on. Tweets Ron likes to do. His Cowboy season is coming up, and his Wizards are leaving. So, he got other stuff to tweet about, maybe my Celtics or something. So make sure y'all tune in. And Mont does a good job with the Instagram. So make sure y'all tune into that. We have a lot of posts, interactive posts. So make sure y'all interact with us. So we'll definitely respond back. So appreciate y'all, and y'all have a great one.
All right.